Welcome to the 12th episode. This is the African Echo, where African stories rise one voice at a time. I'm Portia, and I'm so glad you're here. Today we are looking into the first citizens of the country. We are looking into how they preserve the Khoi and San language and heritage. And my guest today is my bestie, Jeffrey Hatzenbeck. He is the Khoi San advocate and poet. Chomza, how are you today, buddy?
Tavedes, Saubona Tubela, Moweni, Tumelang, Porsche.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, welcome to the podcast. Could you just share a bit about your background and your journey as a Khoi San advocate and poet?
Thank you very much, Okaisi Gangan, for having me on your podcast. What really inspired me to be a Khoi language revitalist and activist and to know more about my identity is because I can remember 14 or 15 years ago when my uncle was on his deathbed, he told me in Afrikaans, he told me, Jeffrey, jy moet jouself ken. And that was for me a big trigger. What does he mean? Why do you say that to me? And actually, that led also to the importance that I wanted to know more about me because, let's be honest with ourselves, what is an African person without an African identity, an African language, and an African heritage or culture? What does that actually mean to you? And also, as we all know, the perception that was been perceived that we as Khoi people that are perceived to be colored, that we are actually just descendants of miscognated people of Jan van Riebeeck and the POC's descendants, or there's a nice Khoi word for that, the Augana Gunagu, or the descendants of those people, which in actual fact, we are not purely the descendants, we are actually the descendants of the First Nations people, or the Gurukam, the Khoi people, that has more than 15 or 16 tribes. For example, the Kokokwa, the Otanikwa, the Namakwa, the Inkwa, the Yesakwa. Those are all the people, and that is very important, that we all need to know who we are and what is the importance of identity and culture in everything that is being enshrined in everything. So, yeah.
I mean, what inspired you to embrace and also to promote the Khoi San identity, the language and the culture?
Thank you for that question. For me, Khoi and being to work as a revitalization activist and a preservation worker and a cultural activist, it means a lot to me because Chekorope or daily you learn a lot about yourself. You learn about who you are, and what is the way forward in knowing these things because let's be honest with ourselves. Your identity is just not a thing that you know everything. It's a daily thing that you learn something more about yourself and what's most important, language is enshrined in an identity or people or any tribe in Southern Africa. So yeah, that is what makes it important to me. What is the most critical thing in your identity that define you as a people or as an individual person? And also, it's refreshing because I can know for myself whenever I feel down or whenever I just feel, Jeff, I have a very bad day today. I just take my Khoi, Medisal Hoop or my Khoi vocabulary dictionary and I just go through it and wow. Then when I listen to the words of my Abuhan or my ancestors, I just get that great feeling, that price or power to say that, wow, my identity is something else. I come from a great people, the people that build the crucible or the wealth in Kanasa or abundance. So yeah, that is the most important thing for me.
Jeffrey, we are chatting up today, but I do know that last month or previous month, we had what is known as the Mother Language Day. Does such days mean to you, especially as someone working to revitalize the Khoi San language?
This is for me a very critical question that you ask, and it is that very aura, as I can say it like that, an aura of how I can answer this because it's a catch-22 situation. The challenges that you face in teaching and preserving Khoi language We all know we live in an era where social media is very much power. When you post something or you want to have an open conversation about Khoikhoi and everything about it, you get that factors or elements of people that try to downplay or downgrade you, that your Khoikhoi that you speak isn't right. Do you have proof? Because I can remember one time I was talking about something on social media and I was saying, listen here, I'm from the Western Cape, this is where I'm from, so I'm a descendant of the Khoikhoi people. And to my flabbergasting, or another nice Khoi word, the Naisa, Nai, as perceived that it's a swear word, Nai means to be speechless or flabbergasted. This person trying to tell me I must bring proof that I am a descendant of the Khoikhoi, and I'm like, what the hell? What do you do? Who are you to try to put me in a box or trying to gaslight me to tell me who I am? It doesn't work like that. That is the one challenge that we face. The other challenge is,
what are the challenges that you face in preserving and teaching your language?
that why must people, a simple thing, and we all know, and I'm going to be quite frank and honest with this, Khoikhoi is a language or Govas that tells the Karubes or the stories of South Africa. And to my surprisement, how Khoikhoi can still be not an official language but an acknowledged language or Muikui of a language. How can we go forward? Because what are being hidden from us? How can we not even be able to have Khoikhoi as an official language? And we all know that the constitution is now almost 20 years in power and no Khoikhoi language has been made official. How do you explain that? It doesn't make sense to me. And the challenge in preserving, we all know that to preserve a language, it's a lot of manpower, it's a lot of things that goes around, and even we have created, I was part of with my one friend who's also a Khoikhoi vitalist and activist, we created a reader. That was something beautiful or amazing, but preserving the languages, what does institutions like Pansal do? They do not play open cards, as we can see each year. Then they just say that this and that, but let's be honest with ourselves, Pansal is more, in my opinion, more focused on orthography of languages. And to just focus on orthography doesn't make sense. Because how can you preserve a language? And we all know Khoikhoi has a very wide range of dialects and lexicons, a wide variety. So, to preserve a language, we all need to know what is the importance that this great Khoikhoi language has to be preserved.
Well, folks, I think we've just time traveled back to our roots and dance with our ancestors' wisdom, and maybe even learn to pronounce a few Khoi words without pulling a muscle. A huge thank you to our trailblazer, the language warrior and a poetic powerhouse, Jeffrey Hazenberg, for reminding us that reclaiming our languages is not just about speaking, but it's about healing, it's about resisting, and it's about reconnecting. This was your host, Portia, doing my best not to butcher the beautiful indigenous words. Until next time, Yelebuha, Ndiabulela, Siyabonga. Thank you and bye, Danki.